Alright, in that case, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, welcome to I Want to Be the Galaxy. This is an I Want to Be the Guy fan game inspired by, well, obviously, Super Mario Galaxy. Well, it actually doesn't really play much like Super Mario Galaxy. It's actually mostly like a Metroidvania kind of deal. Well, I guess Legend of Zelda, right, actually? Well, there's no dungeons and stuff, but... I mean, right off the bat, we get our first item before we can even do anything. We need our sword, but, you know, not a sword, a gun. And right off the bat, we're shooting like crazy. And the gun in this game is actually really cool. I don't have to, like, press shoot. I can just hold it, and it'll fire as fast as it can possibly fire. But what we're about to do here... So it is, you know, like a Metroidvania, it's also like a Mario game, as I was saying. So we do collect stars. And we do need to collect stars to unlock, well, new planets, because it's like Mario Galaxy. Once you collect a star, you have the option to either leave the level or stay in. We're going to mostly choose to... Well, actually, I guess it's 50-50. For this one, we're going to choose to stay in, because we actually have something else we want to do here. Which is to collect another star. That first star did unlock the next planet for us, which we'll be going to later. I'm just climbing up this vine while the text box is up. Never mind, actually, because I missed that jump. There we go. So this is a fan game from 2011. Still holds very well to this day. I'm touching that word, right? There's like so much going on that I need to explain right off the bat. I'm losing track of what I have to say, but... So those blue things, those are mid-level warps. So if I touch one, the next time I enter this planet, I can choose to start right there instead of at the start of the planet. Oof, close. Also it's got like a lot of different stuff each save. So you don't really get bored playing this game or watching this game at all. And of course, it's also pretty hard. This game does not mess around when it wants to. Gonna do that, so the spikes kill the platforms, we have to be careful there. Don't want to bounce on those Goombas, because I'm gonna hit the spikes up top. But I do want to bounce on this Goomba, which is gonna bounce back like that for no good reason. Alright, so here we are gonna take the exit. I go to the next planet, which is the desert. Well, okay, that's the Ruins planet. I had it wrong in my splits this entire time and I never noticed until just now. It's the Ruins planet. It introduces this gimmick. Basically, you got blue blocks and red blocks, and only one can be active at once. You can hit a switch to switch it. That's what switches do. Or you can touch the red field, well, like the sort of red circle block or the blue circle block, and that will make it that color. And we get the level item right here. Each level generally has one item. That's not always true. No, I think that's always true, actually. Each level has one item, and this level's item, which we will equip as our sub-weapon. Is this kind of ball thing? It does that. It's ball thing. It has honestly a pretty long range, and you can sort of send it wherever you want to. It goes through walls and all that stuff. Not a very good weapon, but you know, it is used for good platforming. I'm gonna try to hit this one below me. Alright, barely got there. Hopefully you don't see it happen, but if a block does come on while I'm in it, I will instantly combust. Or I suppose explode. I also need push blocks for the first time here. I don't actually think push blocks are used too much in this game, but... they will show up in this level quite a lot. Here's the race. Watch out for the twist ending. Alright, we don't actually need to touch this warp because we're not going to come back here after this at all. Really, the only level we ever go back to is the very first one. Because, actually explain the main goal of the game. So to unlock the final level, you need to defeat the boss on each of the main 6 planets of the game. That's all you really need to do. The stars are just there to unlock planets. They're not used for the final level at all. And speaking of bosses, here's the first one, the one for the Ruins planet. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to go stand right next to it, if we can. It depends on the RNG I get, of course. Perfect. No, it... no, it keeps going. I didn't realize. Okay, this is the good RNG. This is what we want. Never mind. I instantly died to it. Basically, the goal is to stand right next to the boss and just use that new item that we got over and over again, because it'll take a bunch of extra damage. Alright, excellent. And that one will just go through me because it's the wrong type of color. Alright. So that was maybe not the cleanest, but not too shabby. And we're once again going to choose to stay in this level because we want to grab an extra star. We don't have to grab too many extra stars in this game. Most of the time, just the ones we find on the path will be enough. But we do need 2. One of the ones we got on the first planet, and this one we're going to grab right here. Because this one doesn't take too long to grab it all. Just some quick platforming. That's a shame. I should do it like this. That's better. As you can see, the star is right here, so it really doesn't take long at all to get to. Get up there. Beautiful. Alright, and that's basically it for that Ruins planet. Now we're going to go to the Water planet. This one's actually called Water Planet. I do have the correct name for this. I missed a jump. This water is pretty strange. If you've ever played an I Want to Be the Guy fan game before, this water will feel completely alien. You jump, I mean, first off, you have oxygen in it, that's already non-standard for us. As well, you jump really, really low in it. You'll hear me, like, mash the jump key. Patented thick water. That's probably pretty true. I don't think you could really breathe in thick water, so that's probably true. Yeah, that's the outside of the water planet. Now we get to the inside, which is... well, obviously it's more water. We're actually going to take this exit, and then go in the first warp, go back out and go back here, and you'll see the water level is raised a little bit, which is just enough, if I can do it. There we go. That took a long time. Oh yeah, that's just enough to make that jump. That actually would have been faster if I didn't do that, wow. Shambled a little bit there. I'm gonna raise the water to right here. And then take the save and reset so that the thingamabob that raises, or, well, it changes the water level. I should explain the gimmick, actually. You touch this, it puts the water level where you see it. Oh yeah, I guess not where you see it, where you touch it. Yeah, that's a sort of like water temple deal. Again, you know, Legend of Zelda inspiration. And Mario inspiration. Just a lot of Nintendo inspiration in this game in general. Alright, and here we're going to get the planet's item, which is going to allow us to continue towards the boss. The reason we get those 2 extra stars in the last 2 levels is because pretty much every single other star that's out of the way in this game is just really far out of the way. It takes like more than minutes to actually get to them. Right, here we're going to equip our new gun, which probably has a name that's not just Ice Gun, but I bet it's the Ice Gun for us. And I'll show you what the Ice Gun does as soon as I get a chance. First off, we actually have to go back here. And we're going to raise this all the way to the top. And that's what the ice gun does. And I shot too low. There we go. So you shoot it through water and it creates a whole bunch of ice. And you can slide on it. Yippee! Need to raise the water level a little bit here. Oh, the gray water changers, they always make it go to the lowest possible level. The arrows, you know, they do what they say they do. They send you where the arrow points. I think there's something in this save, like the way you were supposed to do this save is like shooting ice to stop the bullet bills. But in this water, if you touch a wall, you just go really fast down. So, you know, don't need to do that save. Here, we're gonna place the block right there. That might be a bit high. Let's see. Oh, that's fine. Placing the block right there allows us to skip a little bit of platforming here. The boss of this area is coming up real soon. And this is honestly probably the hardest boss in the game in a speedrun. You know, there's always one good reason why it's a boss is the hardest boss in a speedrun. It's just very, very random. We're gonna do this to raise the water level as high as it could possibly go. And the reason for that is simple. Well, first off, you're in this water, but it only takes damage when it goes through ice, and its movement is completely random. Okay, I'm gonna do a... You can kind of get some cheeky damage, and for the most part, you just kind of have to place some ice blocks down and hope he goes through them. This could be bad. That was good cheeky damage there. I thought he was about to die, yeah. Oh, beautiful, honestly. Like, it was not as fast as it could have been, but that was still beautiful. Yeah, great job there. That can go a lot worse than what you saw. And with that, we now unlock the next planet. I'm going to reset a little bit of the start here to try to catch this fast cycle. Alright, got it. That vine is really hard to catch. So this is the jungle planet? Yeah, it is a jungle planet. Why are all my splits right except the one? Oh, I didn't mean to stay on the vine there. Whoops. Yeah, so Jungle Planet, it's got two main gimmicks. This is the first one. You got these vines you can sort of climb onto. Jungle Planet goes by surprisingly quickly. Okay, made that. I think it's mostly because the platforming is actually pretty simple compared to a lot of the game. Oops. Grabbed the vine at the wrong time and just kind of went in the spike. And on that time I touched the wall. It is very, very finicky. Yeah, this fan game was made all the way back in 2011, as I said earlier, and you know, engines or whatnot, those were not a thing back then. So, you know, this guy, he just made the entirety of this on his own. What a trooper. Okay, I did not get the weird transition there. Okay, that was not intentional, but that was a beautiful barrel shot. Wow. So this is the second gimmick of the jungle stage. You know, if you've played Donkey Kong before, you know how these work. Barrel shoot. Makes for great platforming. These are really fun to use. Gonna wait a little bit here. There we go. Let's see if we can get the money shot. Well, that was not the money shot, but I'm alive, so that's basically a money shot. That's the last time we're gonna stay on a planet after a star. That's all like that's the last star we're gonna grow. Actually, that's not true. There's one more extra star that we grab for, well, a faster movement later on. Alright, so the item we just got is... I can't really give it a good name, honestly, but like it lets you aim. Basically, you point it somewhere, and then your gun will fire that somewhere. It's kind of hard to give something like that a name. And then this is the last part. Basically, you go through the first two parts, which introduce the gimmicks in order, I suppose. That was not how I was supposed to do that. You know, you got the one path with the giants, the vines, and then this path has the other path has the Donkey Kong barrels, and then this has the vines and the Donkey Kong barrels. And here's Wispy Woods. This guy is very, very RNG dependent. Basically, this orange apple attack, I need him to use it as much as possible, because that's the only way I can speed up this fight. Otherwise, this fight is a static duration, which is, you know, every apple does a certain amount of damage, and every, you know, apple comes out at the same time. So the more he uses that orange apple, the better it is for me. That is not the orange apple. I don't know any of the attack names in this game, for the record. I don't read Japanese, but I generally know what he's about to do from, you know, the length of the sentence. Oops, wow, missed that. I just freaking shot it over him. So far, this is pretty decent RNG. We've seen the orange apple like 3 times now. Now he's just gonna blow hot air all over. Oh, never mind. The boss fight is dead. All right, we're gonna aim that over here. That was pretty good. That was not bad RNG at all. On to the next planet. Not the Earth planet, the Mountain planet. Why are my split names wrong? I thought I looked this up. Alright, so we're gonna need to use this ball here to defeat that spike, and that's the last you'll see of the ball for a while. We're gonna go ahead and right away and pick up the item for this area, and then we're just gonna keep that on until the end of the area, pretty much. Because it's a pretty cool item, and it is used very extensively in this area. What could it possibly be? It's bombs. Bombs are pretty hard to use, honestly. Because if you're close to them when they explode, you're gonna die. You know, timers and whatnot. But you can also do a whole bunch of cool stuff with them. So I'm gonna place one here, and one in the middle. And that should make that bomb land right there. Never mind, because I put it too early. That is my bad. I messed up the cool trick. Hey, you just need a bomb to like land on that pressure plate to open the door for you. And then the other unfortunate thing about bombs is they kind of make saves pretty long, and the saves aren't any easier in this area, so any death right here is going to be a lot more costly. I'm going to double stack bombs there. That's actually going to blow up that block for us. Skip some waiting time. We can always get behind that. And also, you can stick bombs on walls. That's going to come into play for a very funny glitch later on. You won't see it until the end of the last level in the game, though. For now, just some regular usage. You need to time this. 2, 3, doop. Now we're gonna save, and oops, the water level is already fully raised. We're gonna put on the aimer once again, just for the save. Jump over that bomb. The red bombs, they explode when you touch them or when you shoot them. Obviously, if you touch them, then you know you also get blown up. So ideally, don't do that. No, we don't need to break this block and just jump right over it. We also don't need this warp because we're not going to come back in here later at all. Alright, this save is a pretty tight race, so let's see if we can do it without messing up. I suppose running into a spike does count as messing up, huh? That would cause that would be a failure state. There we go. Yeah, that door stays open for no time at all. Star right there. We don't need that star, though. I'm gonna carefully tiptoe around those. Alright, and then here's the most unmemorable trap in the game for me. I always forgot about this trap, so I just have to say that's the... Didn't mean to blow up all three of those blocks as well. But I just call it the unmemorable trap, and I have to always say to myself, watch out for the unmemorable trap. So here it is. That spike just goes up. That's okay. We memorized the unmemorable trap. Double stack bombs there to hopefully blow this up. Yeah. Now we're going to try not to die here. Nice. Not dying does make the backtrack a bit faster here. We do need to grab this for a boss later on, but also for this boss. It's used for the next, well, no, not the next two bosses. This boss, and then in 2 bosses from now, we're going to need this power-up. What the item I just picked up does is there's a whole bunch of extra abilities in this game. And this ability lets us use, well, we can drop 5 bombs instead of 3. Normally we're capped at 3. This is great for this boss, because all we need to do is drop 5 bombs. And we just keep doing this over and over again. Let's make this fight a whole bunch faster. And just like that, he should be done. Beautiful. Did not get bad RNG there at all, which was great. He has one annoying attack that he can use, but we did not see it. Beautiful. Alright, so here's where that warp we picked up at the very start of the game comes in handy. So we can just go right here. And we need the bombs to actually access this area, so that's why we couldn't do this until now. So a little bit more first level platforming and we're all good to go. The next boss is just around the corner. Managing these bullet bills can be a bit of a pain. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to die by touching the bullet bill at the bottom there. But we appreciate jank that works in our favor. I'm definitely going to take that. And there we go. And now we're at the boss of the very first level in the game, which is actually the second to last of the main 6 bosses we need to defeat. I mean, this is actually, well, that's okay. So that gray kid, that's our main antagonist. I don't really know the story to this game. I think it's just fun to play, honestly. That gray kid, that's our main enemy. And this is the final boss from this maker's, the game before this. He made a game called I Want to Be the World. Not very playable, wouldn't recommend it. That's a fun callback. It also plays completely differently. Here it's a shoot 'em up. I'm gonna try to stay on him. He has a pretty tight weak spot, so we don't want to get too sidetracked by dodging. The true final boss in I Want to Be the World was a shmup too. I'm learning something right now. I suppose I never did do the true final boss in that. Because again, that game is not really playable nowadays. I was gonna go back up right there, which was a bit annoying for us. Just gonna go around here. There we go. Not the best RNG, but, you know, it got the job done. Alright, on to the last... This is not really the last planet. Not the last planet, but not... Actually, it's not the last planet either. What am I saying? The last main planet. There we go. With a whole bunch of crazy gimmicks. I'm gonna try to do a couple skips here. See if it works out. So we're gonna shoot this one up, aim down, and then miss our shots. Well, let's try it again. It's actually pretty cool. So we aim up. We're gonna shoot this one up, aim down. Ah, that was right. I just messed up the platforming there. Honestly, this skip's not even really worth it, but It is very cool. I like doing it. Then we're going to send that flying off. And yep, it opened the path on the next save for us. Right, we're going to put the aimer back on, aim up, and take it off again. So we're going to do basically the same thing right here. So double shot this, put it on, and send that up. You can use the aimer here to do a whole bunch of wacko stuff. And here's this level's item. What could it possibly be? This far into the game, what could be the item for this? Bubble. Not really a bubble, it's more like a reflector shield that sends things back where they came from. And we're going to be using it quite a bunch. Also, all the like the special power-ups I think are like pretty well used in this game. Reflector shield this again, so it goes back there. Prepare for the next save here by aiming up. So the path through this planet, you know, there's like a straightforward path through this planet, but we're not allowed to take it. Because we need to go touch these like 3 paper things. There's one over here. Yeah, we're also going to backtrack. The normal way you're supposed to backtrack and get out of this part is really slow. So we're just going to do this instead by not dying. Yeah, basically, you can get through this level without like touching any of those paper things. But then after you exit this, you'll just be completely stuck. Ah, whoops. I always forget about that shooter guy. Basically, there's like a small extra planet that you need to unlock by touching those 3 papers. And if you don't unlock it, then you cannot beat the game. So we do need to go touch those extra 3 papers. Not optional. They look optional, but they're not optional. I need to set every single one of those spikes back up. We are going to touch this warp to make the backtrack on the following segment a bit easier. We'll send that cherry. Basically, the cherries bounce, but they only bounce on the green things on the walls you can see. So if you just send them completely flying where they're not supposed to go, then they're just going to fly off screen. So we're going to take the star warp out, and we get to go back to the warp. Saves a bit of time on the backtrack. Alright, reset here to remove the projectiles. Here's these spike cherry things. They can't be broken. Well, actually, no, they can be broken, but only on those. And they hurt pretty bad. Ooh, I nearly forgot about using the reflector shield there. And I messed up the jump. Well, that's how it is. Here we're going to try to do a bit of a speed tech here. Jumped too late. Beautiful. Let's save right here and skip that initial platform. Saves quite a lot of time. Alright, and here the boss is to our right, but we do need to go up one more time to go touch that final paper. There it is. And that just unlocked the extra planet for us. Alright, so this boss has a really good quick kill, but it's really hard. So let's see how long it takes me to get it. So he's really weak to bombs. Ah, I didn't break his shield in time. So you have to reflect these back at him to break his shield. Excellent there. Yeah, so if you place 5 bombs there and you break his shield and you start shooting at him at the right time, You can get him all the way down in just one shield break. Saves so much time. Really hard to get down, though. Really hard to get down. So here's that little funny planet we unlocked. So basically, those 3 papers that we touched in the last stage, they actually refer to these 3 puzzles right here. I'm going to tell you what to do. So the first thing, you use the ball on that. You do a little counterclockwise. That's the first of the 3 papers. Alright, next. You have to send these cherries back in a specific order. Just up, down, left, right. And then finally there's a number you have to input here. 634. And that is all 3 puzzles. You know, I forgot to mention it, but this game has a whole bunch of hidden collectibles. They're rupees. Again, Legend of Zelda inspiration. Obviously, completely optional. You're not going to see them in this run, but if you collect all of them, you get to... you know, there's more to this game past a normal ending, basically. That's all I'll say. So we collected that little prism thing. It's required to actually enter this final level here. We got to use it right here. I was going to take down like a barrier in a couple screens. And now we can actually access the final level. So that's why that planet's required. The ominous purple warp. Alright, so here's the galaxy. Whoa, like the name of the game. It kind of just has it like, you know, it's a callback. I guess it's the throwback stage is the proper term for it. It kind of has everything you've seen in the game up until now. Also has a bunch of pretty cool skips. So here, normally you're not supposed to use this to touch that switch, but we can, and we're going to. That allows us to get faster through here instead of relying on that guy to shoot for us. Ah, missed it. Also a whole bunch of extra stars in this stage. Obviously, we're at the end of the game. We don't need those. This is not the 100% speedrun. Alright, so here we need the ice gun and the bombs. Those are the next 2 items we need. Then I think you remember I was talking about a pretty special glitch earlier on. Well, I showed it off there, but basically if you put a bomb on the side of a falling block, that block will freeze and things become pretty weird. So our goal is to get that block stuck in midair where we can jump off of it. Like that, but, you know, ideally I don't fall off of the block. That'd be great. There we go, just like that. Also, this Goomba does things for some reason. It's a very special Goomba. I think we basically do nothing in this state as intended. We're going to put this block down here. Normally we're supposed to put the push block on it, and I realized I didn't put it where I was supposed to. So that's on me. I put it in the normal spot. The intended spot. And I just said we weren't going to do that. I'm going to stand right here to let that spike ball get out of the way. You just put it there and you can just jump up. Don't need the push block. Oops. There we go. I'm going to put a ball on this just so it stays there and we can push this under it. Alright, so here we're gonna set the aimer to a very specific angle. We're gonna try to... There we go. There's basically only 1 or 2 angles where that works, where you get to shoot it from its side and it'll go up. It's a very, very precise angle. It basically allows you to skip the complete second half of this save. I actually don't remember how these blocks are supposed to work, but you can just kind of shoot them and they'll explode. I don't think that's the intended way to do, you know, any of what I'm doing. But it works. It's pretty fast, too. Just a couple more screens and we're at the final boss. We could do some platforming, we could also just do that jump instead. Alright, and here you're supposed to, you know, there's like a bottom path on this screen you're supposed to take. We're not gonna do that. You don't need to be very fast at the top, though. Yeah, we can just go over here and you get to watch him fall off. It's pretty good. Oh, but there he's back. There he's back. And that is it for the final levels. We're gonna get our final item right here, which is the only thing that can damage the final boss. Duh. It's another bubble. Who'da thunk it? Put the bubble on. And this guy becomes a giant skull thing. And we're going to try to jump really close to this boss as much as possible, because we can only have one of these bubbles on screen at a time. So the closer we are to the boss, the more damage we get to do, basically. But sometimes that's not very easy. This guy is dangerous. Although the bubble does make things a lot easier for us. As you can see, it also just kind of deletes most of the projectiles that the boss is sending. That was a tough gap. Basically, pretty much like all of the regular projectiles from this boss get instantly deleted by this bubble thing. I actually see him start another attack up. I'm gonna stay on the floor right here. I was gonna turn around right here because it's on a path. That's okay. Should be just about done. There we go. Oh, that's a PB too. Alright. Grab the star. And that is I Want to Be the Galaxy. Time is there. Huh. We'll take that. I suppose I did have like impeccable water boss RNG. You won't see that in the actual run, I'll tell you what. But that is I Want to Be the Galaxy. Thanks for watching.